Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kacper Salzman. I'm representing USBEEF today. And some of you guys know me from last year and the year before. So today we're going to do something different. But I'll tell you about it in a minute.
That's great. We have only one question. Of course, everybody of us loves steak. So, how do you manage to get the steak really tasty?
Well, it's really easy. You just have to accomplish a few things. First, get a good product. Second, don't spoil it. So that's all.
As you can see, there's going to be a lot of useful information. So, give it up. Kacper Salzman, stage is
very much.
yours.
Okay, guys, so here we go. I was asked to prepare something. I was asked for two things, actually. First thing, to show not really popular steak cut, as I always do, but something really unconventional. And I'm thinking beef knuckle. Some people, we asked the questions yesterday to some guys working for Reaton, and all of they say, well, knuckle is the best for burger. It's not true. I mean, it is good for burger, but remember that the knuckle is a part which is like a part of the thigh of the cow. And I told you about it last year. Everything that you see from this more or less point to the bottom in a cow is always lean. And the lean meat is not perfect for a steak. For a burger, I'm sorry. It's good, but always you have to mix a little bit of fat with it. But knuckle, actually, it has 4 muscles, and if you work it a little bit and you divide the muscles and you clean it a little bit, I won't do it on stage because we really don't have time to do it. I have it prepared. You can easily use it as a steak, either normal thick steak or just a 1-minute steak, which is really thin. And if you don't get a product of USBEEF, but you get a, let's say, not perfect product, I will show you how to do it. If it happens that the knuckle is a little bit tougher, I will show you how to do it to make it really nice 1-minute steak. So, knuckle looks like this. It's a huge piece of beef. It has a couple of muscles. You have to divide it into a few pieces. I have it prepared already. And let's start the marinade. The dish I will prepare today is actually a dish that we are serving on night market in Warsaw. I have a spot in night market in Warsaw in Poland. And we have this one sandwich which is maybe similar to this one, but it's a real hit. And the idea of the sandwich is actually the marinade. This is why it's so good. So marinade, I'll prepare in a moment. First thing we have to do is we have to cut the knuckle more or less thin. I will start the pan already to prove you that oh, there's oil. To prove you that this piece is really tender even if you don't marinate it. So we cut the steaks like this. It doesn't have to be really thin. It can be something like this, like a 0.5 centimeter or something close to this size. And what are we going to do with the marinade? So people always ask me about the frequent question I get from people coming to my shows in Poland is about the marinade. They think I have some magic marinade for everything. So marinades basically don't work for meat really well because they always only work on the surface of the meat. So if you have a thick steak or if you have a huge chicken or big piece of pork, it doesn't really go inside the meat. If you have a 1-minute steak like this, it will penetrate both sides, so you will feel the flavor of the marinade. If you have a brine, which consists of salt, it will be soaked, the meat will soak the brine inside. It will give it a real flavor, but the marinade was actually invented by the cooks to prevent the meat from spoilage, because if you put a lot of oil on the meat, it's safe because the oxygen won't get to this meat. So this is why we use marinades most of the time. And but there is one really magic marinade which actually makes the beef more tender, makes everything more tender. These are marinades which consists of exotic fruits like kiwi, like pineapple, maracuya, papaya, because all these fruits have one special enzyme which This is the same enzyme which prevents these fruits from making a jelly out of it. You cannot make a jelly out of kiwi because of this enzyme. So if you're putting this fruit to the marinade, it actually makes the meat more tender. It's like digesting the meat. That's why, do you know that Brazilian people always, after a huge churrasco, or they eat a lot of beef, they always finish with a pineapple. There's a pineapple on the churrasco. They eat pineapple at the end to help digesting. It's like marinade post factum, yeah? We ate meat, now we have to marinate it, and it really works, because if you use kiwi and pineapple on a beef, make sure you don't marinate it for too long. So we're adding a kiwi, because the normal time of marinating in kiwi or in pineapple is 3 to 6 hours. It will make this beef more tender. And oh, I was supposed to put one here. It will make this beef more tender, but if you do it longer than 6 hours, at the beginning, I was like, oh, I will put it for 24 hours. I will see what happens. The beef just becomes like a mush. It's completely cooked, but not in a nice way. It's too long. You cannot marinate in kiwi or in pineapple longer than 3 to 6 hours. So, of course, the best idea would be to blend all this stuff, but I didn't manage to find a blender today. So I'm just doing it like this. It's just, you have to put some juice to the marinade. You don't have to like mix it separately, because it will work anyway. And one more kiwi. Don't worry that there's a skin over there, because we are not eating this marinade. We'll be cooking this steak afterwards. Yeah, plenty of juice in there. What else? So we are going Asian style today. So what else do we need? Oranges always works for me with the Asian cuisine. A little bit of orange juice won't hurt. If you're combining stuff like that, making a marinade, making a sauce, make sure that you have all the flavors in there, that you have a sweet flavor, that you have a sour flavor, apart for, of course, enzymes which make the beef more tender. Yeah, something like this. And now we have a cilantro, which I will use later. But to be honest, this part of cilantro is really perfect for every marinade. You can just chop it thinly, chop it finely, and put it inside the container. It will give you beautiful flavor of its own. So if you're going to Asia, sesame oil is one of my favorite stuff you can get in Asia. If I was to take only one thing on a island somewhere, and it's only one spice, I would probably take sesame oil. Fish sauce. This is a source of the saltiness and umami flavor. Umami flavor, I'm sure you all know what is it. It's a fifth flavor discovered by Asians, by Japanese people, and it makes you I now remember what I said the last time. I won't say it this time because they banned me for it. It's like, yeah, when you feel really, really happy, like something really amazing happens, this is umami flavor. And it doesn't have anything to do with sex. I never said that, okay? But it's really like a feeling of happiness. It's not salty, it's not sweet, it's not sour, but it's just sometimes you eat something and you feel, oh yeah, that's it. This is umami flavor, okay? Someone added umami to your dish, either in a fish sauce, either as a tomato, or I don't know, beef itself. It has plenty of umami. That's why we love it. Okay, so usually I add a little bit of alcohol to this marinade, but we don't have alcohol here on this fare, so I will just use mirin, which is actually a cooking wine, which is a little bit sweet. Actually, this stuff I put to my marinade as well, because it will extract plenty of flavor from the skin as well. It's really good. So a little bit of pepper. And of course, we cannot go to Asia without ginger. Ginger is really amazing. perfect way of doing this is actually using a peeler and peeling this ginger inside, but I will just chop it to smaller pieces. Don't bother peeling the ginger, because actually the skin is just, Asian people never get rid of the skin in their dishes. They eat the ginger with the skin, but also remember, this is a marinade. We're not eating this marinade. It will just give us plenty of flavor inside. So at the end, we'll put the steak on probably 300 degrees and it will be all fine. This is tricky. How I'm gonna mix it? Haha. Now, garlic, of course. You have to add garlic to your Asian stuff. It's really important. So a couple of cloves works really well. Usually don't bother peeling the garlic. You can also put the peels inside. I'm just, trying to look professional here. So we are extracting the flavor from the garlic like this. And all this stuff goes back there. Is everything in there? Yeah, I think so. So now we have 3 hours to talk, and we'll wait until the marinade will start working. Okay? You have any questions? No, I'm joking. I'm not even able to mix it right now. So, yeah, I did it in the morning already. So it even looks similar. Yeah, but let's leave it for a while, because we're gonna prepare some stuff until we get to this part. I want to show you something. So we took this knuckle, I cut it in small pieces, and you are wondering, is really a knuckle a part of cow's thigh so tender as he's saying? Is it true? Well, I will taste it and I will tell you, because it's probably not enough for everyone. Salt is here. And do you remember from last year, from 2 years before, can we put salt on the beef before grilling it or putting it on a pan? Of course we can. It's a myth that you cannot put salt on a beef. Don't put it too early. There is one method which says this is dry brining. This is putting salt on a beef 24 hours before. If you have a big steak, which is questionable quality, it can make it like it can make a shape better. It can shape the beef. It's nicely. The texture is nicer on the next day. But usually, what the salt will do it will just extract a bit of water out of beef. So if you put the salt just before grilling or just before you put it on the pan, it doesn't really do any harm to the beef, because it actually creates nice crust on the beef. So I'm sure you remember, we're using 2 temperatures to make a good steak. Really high temperature, which will help caramelize this steak. This is not actually the word I should be using. Maillard reaction is a proper name, but I'm always saying about caramelizing because it's just describing the beautiful color of the steak, the beautiful flavor. Remember that if we cook this steak, it's not that good. It's just not beautiful. It's gray and brown. It's not really flavorful. But after we put it in a high temperature, suddenly it becomes beautiful and flavorful, and it has beautiful smell. This is the most important thing. After we put it on a high temperature only. So I have a smoking hot pan over here. You see that we already have a little bit of grill marks from this pan. It works anyway, don't worry. And we'll flip it to the other side in a moment. Usually when we have a thick steak, we should put it in the oven behind us to cook it inside. But as it is 1 minute steak, it's really fast thing to do. So in the meantime, I will prepare the rest of the stuff I'm gonna add to my sandwich, because we are combining kind of a Korean sandwich. Yeah, oh, I didn't open this stuff. This is a mistake. This is as I said, the name is Korean sandwich, and Koreans don't even know that the sandwich exists in Warsaw, Poland. but most of the things will be Korean. So I'm making first thing that I add to the sandwich, which is Asian mayonnaise. Let's put it this way. Sriracha mayo, even McDonald's knows about sriracha mayo already, so we're gonna make something similar, but different. Sorry, I stole plenty of products today. If you guys are looking for your products, you have something missing, like a fish sauce or something like that, it's me. I did it, because I was early today and I just needed them, so I had to walk around, and I also found a couple of phones. I hope you don't mind, and computers. Yeah, but sriracha, if you're looking for sriracha, I have it. I will give it back to you. Open. Yeah. So, we will come back to this thing. Look at this. There's a signal for me, because usually I'm telling you about using thermometers, stuff like that, yeah? But each time you're cooking a steak and you see there's something liquid on top of the steak, this is a signal that steak is sending to me. She's basically saying, I'm ready to eat. Yeah, this is like close to medium, something like this. You don't really need a thermometer to check the temperature or doneness of the steak, because you see if there's something liquid on top of the steak, it's really done. Yeah. So if you don't bother using thermometers, here's the method. Now we have to give it a little bit of rest. That's what I always say. A steak like this, 1 minute steak, is 1 or 2 minutes. It doesn't really need a lot of time. Resting is a method to prevent losing juices from the inside, because if we leave the steak for a while on the board, the fibers get relaxed. Yeah, they are really now stretched after the high temperature, and after they relax, they will soak the juices back inside, which is good thing. So we have to do it. So we're leaving these to get a nice juicy steak again. So I think the minute is past already. Let's finish the sauce first. So I'm adding sriracha sauce to mayo. I will try to do it. Yeah, this is something I didn't think about when stealing these products, just to open them before. Yeah, so I'm adding sriracha, and this is a sauce that even McDonald's knows already, but we are making it Asian style, so it's different, because I'm adding fish sauce, and it will be much more rich in umami flavor. And what else do I add? I will add a little bit of lime juice, because everything that's sour, a little bit of sour, it's tasty as well. Umami and sour flavor, this is the most important thing for me. Of course, everything has to be a little bit sweet. Yeah, we know that. Everyone adds sugar to most beautiful foods around the world. In Vietnam, burgers, everything has sugar. But sour flavor is underestimated flavor that should be in every dish. So I'm adding a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of umami from my fish sauce that I stole today. And now it's really sriracha mayo, which is beautiful and powerful. Let's see the knuckle. If I am able to eat it, it's like if you see me chewing this for 5 minutes, you're gonna go like, yeah, right, a knuckle. What are you talking about? You see pinkish inside, this means this is medium. So the liquid on top of the steaks give us signal. I am now medium. If you want rare, it's too late. If you want well done, wait 2 more minutes and I'm done. It's really tasty. It has to be a little bit tougher than a ribeye, because this is what is, that's the kind of a steak it is, but it's really good. So I think first 9 people who will get to the stage now get to try the steak. Yeah, and we're moving forward. So, and let me know if it's too tough or something, just tell me. But It took me 20 seconds to eat it. We'll get more in a minute. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll get more. Okay, so one sauce is ready. Another sauce. In the meantime, I will start preparing another sauce, which is, let's say, Asian style barbecue sauce, yeah? So, I'm putting a little bit of oil. And if we're going to Asia, obviously we have to start with the ginger. You know that barbecue sauce is really, I always believed that barbecue sauce is based on a ketchup sauce from States that smells a little bit like, that is a little bit smoked. Yeah, for me, when I first tried the barbecue sauce when I was in States 25 years ago, I thought that's some kind of a mistake, because it tasted for me like a wood which was burnt and put inside the sauce. I didn't really like it. It was brand new for me. Smoking was for sausage, not for the sauce, in my Polish head 25 years ago. And this is actually most of the people's imagination about the barbecue sauce. That is sweet, that is full of smoky flavor, and it's based on the ketchup. And it turns out that barbecue sauce is actually something that you just use for your barbecue. And every country, every village in States has a different barbecue sauce. Some of them are mustard based, some of them are mayonnaise based, some of them are with horseradish, and obviously some of them are based on the ketchup. So be free to invent your own barbecue sauce. Just use whatever you like. You can use ketchup, you can use horseradish, and name it. It's my barbecue sauce. So I'm showing you Kacper's barbecue sauce, Asian style. So I'm chopping the ginger a little bit. It will be really simple, and it will be based obviously on the products that I was able to steal from other places, which you will find here on the table if you need it. I will leave it for you because I have a small luggage. So I'm putting the ginger inside the oil. I'm a grilling guy, so I don't really know how to use this thing. It's like you put a truck driver into Tesla. No idea, but somehow it's warm now. I'll put a little bit of more oil. Yeah, what else do we got to add to our barbecue sauce? So basically what I would do at this point, I would add something sweet, which is usually I add sugar, yeah? But I'm thinking I found nice orange lemon ginger marmalade. Sounds about right for Asian barbecue sauce. So after I smell the beautiful smell of ginger around, I'm adding this marmalade. There was no one on this stage, on the stand, so I hope you don't mind that the marmalade is mine now. Yeah, I love adding fruit to my barbecue sauces. So orange marmalade is like a really awesome product to use for the barbecue sauce. You see, it looks nice. It already looks beautiful. You see it, yeah, in your camera? No, it's too far. Yeah, it dissolves somehow. It's become brownish and caramelized. Really awesome stuff. So we are making ketchup-based barbecue sauce. This you get a lot around here, so you don't even have to steal. They just give it to you for free. So ketchup. Yeah, quite a lot of ketchup right now. And of course, we always have to think about balancing our flavors. So each time we do something that is a little bit sweet already, make sure you remember to add other flavors, because sweetness, saltiness, sourness, it has to be well balanced. And of course, umami. After you do all this stuff, you're gonna prepare, you will always make great dishes, yeah? It's like that simple, because all you have is like, first of all is flavor, sweet, salty, sour, umami, and bitter. And then you get aromatics. And aromatic is really easy. You can add anything you want. If you get the flavor right and it's balanced and it's nice, doesn't really matter what you put inside. Either it's cilantro or cumin or whatever you want. You can go anywhere you want with your dish. I think I added everything that I wanted to add. Of course, something spicy would work well here. No, one flavor I missed. the sour flavor. Yeah, so lime juice as well to this sauce. And when it's good balance of the flavors, it will always work. So let's give it a try. It's a little bit thin yet, so we can reduce it for just a few minutes. Sweet, sour, good, but more of this. Really sweet, actually. I think I'll add more lime. This is how it should work in your kitchens, guys. This is how it should work. There's no way that there's a recipe for everything. The tongue of the chef is a main tool of a chef. Not a pan, not a knife. We have to try everything. I have a friend who's a bartender, who's a great cook. And I always ask him, how come you cook such a great dishes? And he says, because I try everything. Because chefs forget to try. After years of working in professional kitchens, they just make it like this. They never try. It really happens. So there's something missing in this still. Okay, we'll reduce it a little bit and then we'll see. Maybe a little bit of this beautiful flavor. Some of you guys ask me why I'm not in a program, why I'm not every day talking to you. Well, the truth is I'm just too expensive. That's a joke. No. There's plenty of going on right now. As you see, tomorrow we have a great event there. We're gonna make competition where guys will be making burgers. They will be using knuckle actually to make a burger, and also brisket and other stuff. I'll be on the jury. So I really don't have time to talk to you more. But today, Korean sandwich. Yeah. I will just put a little bit of ketchup in there. Okay, so I think all the sides are ready. There is one more side which I was desperately trying to prepare before they called my name, which is kimchi. Kimchi, of course, we have to use to Korean sandwich. And now let's start with the meat. So, as I said, we have our pan ready here. It has to be clean a little bit. And now we're going with the steaks. So if you have a steaks which are marinated like this, you really have to get rid of the little bit of this marinade, because it will all get burnt. It won't be really good. There's a lot of this marinade already inside the meat. So I'm taking a couple of these steaks and making them dry. How was the steak? Was it okay? It's okay. The knuckle. Don't ask me about the price, because it's really, really good. So if you're thinking, oh no, I don't want to use ribeye for my Korean sandwich in my restaurant, which I just invented, just use a knuckle. It's really good ratio of a price to quality, but it has to be USBEEF. Sorry, guys. Yeah, honestly speaking, you know, I know USBEEF is paying me, but this is the fact that all the beef we get here in Europe is actually top quality American beef. This is really important, because all the bad stuff, they keep it for themselves. They are that good people. They eat bad stuff and they export good stuff to us. So each time you want to get really nice steak, I suggest you should try American beef. That's what I would do. So I'm still putting a little bit of oil on the steaks. You see there are some leftovers on the steak. Yeah, no problem. It will all just stay on the pan like that. I promise you, this has already beautiful flavor of Asia. A lot of ginger and a lot of fish sauce and sesame oil. I will actually... No, it's not very hot. If you're using marinade like this, you also make sure that you don't put it in 800 degrees Celsius or 600 degrees Celsius. Just make it medium high, okay? This is really thin steak, so it will all get nicely caramelized. So I think, yeah, something like this. And in the meantime, we're gonna put our buns inside the oven because we are making a Korean sandwich. Usually you can put it on a grill, you can put it on a pan, but you see, I don't know how it works. This I already know. This is the oven. Really basic stuff. So just for 2 or 3 minutes, and let's take a look at the steaks. You see, 1 minute steak. So if your restaurant is busy and you're thinking, okay, you know, burgers takes 6 to 8 minutes to make, go with that stuff. It's really simple, really fast. You just have to do some prep before you start working, and then such a 1 minute steak is really fast thing to go. That's why we decided to do it on the night market in Warsaw, because it gets really busy down there, and sometimes we just thought, okay, we need something that's ready within 2 minutes, and this is ready within 2 minutes, and it really works well in a restaurant environment. I'm not a great fan of marinating beef, because usually when you have good quality beef, it just should be the flavor of the beef itself, yeah, with the salt and pepper. But sometimes you just feel, okay, but I want to go some places, yeah, I want to do Asian stuff, I want to do Mexican stuff, I want to do Polish stuff, and then you can really use all the different flavors that come to your mind. Yeah, and I think this is ready. We can leave this one, it's a little bit pale yet. Really 1 minute of rest, and we're making a sandwich. I will just find some board. Whoops, not ours. It's a sign that meat is here on this side. Okay, good, I get it. So, steaks are ready. Now let's arrange the sandwich. So the buns are probably, yeah, they're just warm, but the bread is freshly baked over there. They saw me stealing their bread, so they know. And what we do now? Now, at the bottom, I don't know how about you guys, but I have this feeling that all the flavor has to have its own place in the sandwich, and everything that's mayo based has to go on bottom. I don't know, this is my thing, and I think that it should be like this. Now the steak, we can put the whole steak on a sandwich, but I think it looks nicer. It looks like a pulled beef or something like this if you cut it in stripes. Oh, sorry, ginger here still. If you cut it in stripes, something like that. And remember, not too long with kiwi, with pineapple, with stuff like that. Okay, it's good. And now you can also put a little bit of salt, although not too much, because remember, this is salty. Pepper is a must right now. Okay, so we are arranging the sandwich like that. A little bit of street food today. What do you think? Like that. Now, a bit of kimchi. Not too much. And of course, a little bit of my barbecue sauce, which will give one last try. Thank you, guys. It's good. It's good. A little bit of Asian barbecue sauce. And there you go, a sandwich with a Korean steak with a knuckle. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? No. So I guess first 8 people that approach the stage will eat the sandwich. The others, please come to our stand, our booth over there in the corner, and we'll just grill the rest of the knuckle marinated in an Asian style and other steaks as well. So come over, and thank you very much. See you later.